can get all this.
Help me, I'm pushing up.
Rotate.
No, they're rotating back. They're rotating back. They're rotating back.
You're gonna go. Just rotate, guys. Just rotate. Give it up. Just give it up.
Nice.
Rotate.
Greetings, gamers, and welcome to episode number 29 of The Rotation with Zhack. And before any of you hit the comments about this, it's November. How dirty that is and how bad it is. I grow it for work. We support prostate cancer, so we get to grow mustaches in the month of November. So that is why that is there. But that's besides the point. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of The Rotation with Zhack. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to the Call of Duty League. There's a lot for me to get off my chest that's on my mind that I've had wrapped up in there and haven't been able to spit out to you guys and get your opinion in a while. I've been busy. I've been at work. I had 56 hours at Papago this week, and I called the final regular season football game for Arizona High School football. I have playoffs this Friday, so you guys know I stay busy, but we gotta make time for Vanguard, talk about the CDL, and so much more. So without further ado, as per usual, we're going to start the show with some First Blood. And I got to tell you, I'm smiling right now. I'm happy to be back talking to you guys. But I am pissed off when it comes to the release of Vanguard with what I saw today. We talk about Halo Infinite getting released. And right off the rip, what do they get? They get esport team skins when it goes for the player and weapon camos on that. And they get a ranked play system on day one. We barely got one last year in Cold War, let alone there's no shot we would ever have the opportunity to get a ranked play on release. It's what we've been asking for. It is what we have wanted for so long, and Halo executes it perfectly. We're standing here getting nothing, getting roasted by fire shotguns on Das House, and that's what I'm playing right now. It's ridiculous. And I've seen it on Twitter, and I'm going to go ahead and counter all of these points that have been put out and displayed. First off, let's talk about the team skins. The only thing that anybody has said to combat why there should not be team skins at the release of Call of Duty this year is because, that last franchise spot hasn't been sold yet. I don't care. Release 11 skins for the 11 other teams, and when that final team gets announced, it gets bought, they develop a logo, boom. How hard is it for your design team to throw in another skin? You put skins in the store every single week in Warzone and in Cold War and all the multiplayer and the battle passes. You can go ahead and craft that 12th team skin and get it in the game pretty much immediately whenever that's announced. That is a ridiculous excuse. There should have been CDL team skins from the jump. You could have started it with Optic, even though they hadn't announced the merger with Dallas and what they've become and the new branding of Optic Dallas and the logo. You could have just switched it. You could have kept Empire and Optic Gaming in there, and then once they announced that, you disband both those, only make it Optic Dallas, and the 11 other teams are in there. You have the logos for everyone. You have the Guerrillas. You have the Thieves. You have the Seattle Surge. It is not that hard to create the skins for the 11 teams that you do have, release them, and allow people the opportunity to support their favorite team at the beginning of the game. It is not an excuse to say that all 12 teams and all 12 spots in the league have not been bought or announced yet. Give us 11. Give us the teams that are there. It's not that hard. That's a sorry excuse. It's the easiest thing to do is to create those skins, put it in the game. We want the Call of Duty League to grow, and I am spoon-feeding ideas, and we are doing every possible thing wrong that we could. That's my gripe there. Give me another argument. Tell me another argument, because that's the only one I've seen. The only argument that I have seen about skins not being released at the jump for CDL teams is because that 12th franchise hasn't been announced, and I just broke that argument right there. That's the worst argument I've ever heard in my life. When it comes to rank play, I'm going to fight back with you guys on that too. Halo Infinite gets ranked play upon the game's release. We're not going to get it for God knows how long in Vanguard, and it upsets me every year that we can't get ranked play in Call of Duty off the jump. And people say, well, to be fair, the rule sets and everything aren't laid out. We know what the rules are going to be in the CDL. You're not allowed to have damage mags. You're not allowed to have headshot multiplier attachments or damage barrel attachments and rapid fire attachments. Those are GA'd every year and they won't be in the league. How hard is it to put together a competitive playlist with an MMR or ELO, whatever it may be, type system so I can get a ranked and grind something competitively? Don't tell me we don't know the rule set. I just gave it to you right there. All of those things, those are banned. As far as maps, let us play all the maps until the CDL comes out with a map set and a rule set that they're going to want, and then we adapt to that. But give us a ranked play from the start so I don't have to go play pubs all day. We can make ranked happen. Give me Bow Cage, give me Desert Siege, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy in the rotation, and let us play that. Let us get our rank by playing that. It's not an excuse to say, oh, well, we don't have the rule set. That's what people have been playing. People said you can't have it on launch because you don't know the rule set. How hard is it? I just told you everything that we need to do. It's not that hard. I want a competitive factor when I start to play my video game. Halo knocked it out of the park on release. They got esports team skins and they got ranked play on the jump, and I am jealous. Halo is great, but I love Call of Duty. That is my passion. I've talked about it for 29 podcast episodes, and it frustrates me when we can't achieve the simplest things to make the community happy and have the opportunity to expand the professional community. Get better. It's not that hard. League of Legends has been doing it for 10 years. They have a great ranked play system. Rocket League has an incredible ranked play system. It can't be that hard. It cannot be that hard, and it can't be tough to have that set upon release, to get a competitive release, and then the 11 teams that we have logos and designs for release their skins. We'll wait on the 12th and add it later. That's my first blood take. I was going to tell you guys to go in the comments, tell me what you think, but if you dispute anything I just said, I can't believe you. Like, there's no way everything I just said should not be true when it comes to the Call of Duty Vanguard release. I know I was so upset right there. Getting to the actual game, I like it. I've enjoyed Vanguard. I've enjoyed the pubs. It's been the most fun I've had playing pubs in a while. We have a V2 rocket in this game to grind after. I think that the guns are good, obviously, in pubs. There's not going to be a whole lot of balance, like fire shotguns are reigning supreme and the STG is OP, but I feel like you can get away using whatever you want. Like, you can use the bar, you can use the MP40, the Type 100, the Automaton. Like, there's variety in pubs, and you can camo grind and sort of do what you want. So I've enjoyed the game so far. SND, I know the whole bomb glitch, but tournaments have been good from the start, and things have been trending in the positive direction. I started to go on a little tangent there. Let's hop into the next segment, and I will continue that tangent. So let's get into it. The Barracks news and notes from around the league. It's that time of the year, gamers. Eggnog latte. Doesn't get better. 3 shots of espresso, eggnog, hit it with a little swirly bird. We're in for a good day when that's how you're starting it. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I didn't hit the transition into the Barracks news and notes from around the league. We're going to talk about Vanguard. I like it so far. As I just mentioned, the gunplay is good. The pubs are fun. I feel like there's good balance. Everyone has loved these $25,000 tournaments, the little respawn with the hardpoint, the S&D tournaments that have been going on. The players look like they are having fun. The last thing I have to touch on, and the funniest thing that's been running through Twitter, is the argument about a trophy system not being in Vanguard. All the competitive players want it. It creates balance. When you have a trophy system, you can be more strategic with what you're doing. Now you have to maybe wear flak and, get away from that and be cautious of the Ganon bombs and the frags when they're flying in. But the argument from Vanguard, and it was posted by one of the devs, I think, that JCap quote tweeted, they said, we don't have trophy systems in the game because it's unrealistic and we want Call of Duty to be realistic for the time frame in World War II. Yeah, that's a real head scratcher there, guys. When we have fire shotguns and 8 times ACOG scopes and you have a little Guardian RC car that's running around the map. Like, what? We didn't have that kind of technology back in World War II. That's not realistic. So why are you not allowing just a simple trophy system for the competitive aspect of the game to be allowed? I just thought it's so funny, and every year we're always going to find stuff to complain about. It's he said, she said, they did this, we want this, yada, yada, yada. We have to cut them some slack. The developers, they do a great job. We love Call of Duty. We play it for a reason because they do a great job creating a wonderful game that we enjoy. Do we think they could do a little bit extra for us in the competitive community? Hell yeah, I do. There's some little things that they could do to make the game better for us. I talked about it in First Blood. Ranked play, skins, and listen to us. You don't have to integrate everything that we're asking for into your game in pubs. When you get that competitive playlist, integrate all that. Let there be a trophy system only in the CDL playlist if you want it. I think it's pretty simple to separate ranked play from the public play, and then we'll meet in the middle whenever Warzone comes out. So I think it confuses me how that's the argument. Like, the arguments have all been disputed. Every single one of them has been shot down. In my opinion, I feel like I win every single speech and debate thing that I have going on with Vanguard right now. Back on track here, the game is fun. I think the pros, they're enjoying it right now. Like I said, they're loving the tournaments. They're loving that competitive aspect. We have to slow down, though, as a Call of Duty League fan base, because I've talked about it time and time again. We overreact, and we can get pretty toxic as a community. Everybody that I've seen on the internet has overreacted to the first week of scrims. Oh my God, FaZe got roasted. Rocker got roasted. Seattle won a map set. It's like, okay, settle down here. We just got the rosters out. We need to relax. We know that this first week of scrims, and maybe for a little bit until we start playing tournaments, it doesn't mean anything. Teams still have not all agreed on the GAs that I have laid out and what I think should be in for the competitive rule set. We're still tweaking that. Slasher has not hit his gavel and made the ultimate authoritative decision of what the GAs will be. I know that's a running joke with Slasher throughout the league that he runs the GAs, yada, yada, yada. But the teams still have to figure out GAs. The map sets haven't been figured out. I know that people are complaining about decoy hardpoint. It's just like the Dr. Disrespect video where you just, okay, spawn, go, 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 go. And we're complaining about decoy. We don't know if we like bow cage, gravuto. Like, what are we going to have for the maps here? We don't have that figured out. I like bow cage. I think that's a good one. And then we'll figure out the rest as they come along. I enjoy Desert Siege. People say you're tripping when you say that, but I enjoy the map personally. So there's just a lot of things that we still have to figure out. On top of that, and the statistics of what we have to go through to figure out, GA this map in, this map out, these players are still learning the game. And I know we talk about it every year. That's part of the skill gap headed into the first Call of Duty League tournament is, okay, this team is a team that has a lot of players who can pick up the game quick. They have an advantage. That's a distinct advantage, and that's something that you can't teach. They just adapt well, they pick up the game right away, and they know what to do. But teams are still adapting. We're learning rotations, we're learning spots, we're learning timings. Different things are coming into fruition, and that's why they're called scrims. Scrimmages. Practice. We're trying new rotations. We're sending 2 ARs this way. We're running a third AR. We're running a third sub. We're going to quick hit this section of the map. We're going to slow hit that. It's practice. You can't overreact and say, oh my God, holy cow, there's hope. FaZe sucks at Vanguard because they lost a map. We can't say that. That's pathetic. We're overreacting. Settle down, okay? It's scrims. Give it a couple more weeks. Let us get acclimated. Maybe even let us get to week 1 of CDL. Let's slow down on the overreaction and let's take it as it is and see, oh, okay. These guys are playing really good. Those guys are playing really good. But it doesn't mean anything because we're just scrimmaging right now. Let me get to the first week of the CDL, then I'll draw my opinion and come up with a conclusion of who I like and who I don't like. The next topic that I want to talk about, it's big for this particular show, the rotation with Zhack. You know the type of person I am, guys. I love fantasy sports. I love having skin in the game every single week when things are coming to fruition. We just got DraftKings and FanDuel in Arizona. I've been betting on that. I love fantasy football. And then we get the sad news that Draft Buff has disbanded, and there will no longer be, like, as far as I know right now, there is not a platform for fantasy CDL this year. It's heartbreaking. I would love to try and create something or get DraftKings to sponsor the CDL and come up with daily fantasy for Call of Duty, and you can bet on each map and each series and each week of the CDL. But I don't think we're close enough to get there for the start of this CDL season. I would love to go along. I don't have the skill set to develop a website and an algorithm and a program to put together a whole fantasy page, but I would love to do it because that breaks my heart, man. I loved what the guys at Draft Buff were doing with esports. I had so much fun last year playing daily fantasy, being in a league with my friends where we did a redraft league and we had that team for the entire year of the Call of Duty League. We got to figure something out. As a community, I want us to try our best to rally and make every week of the Call of Duty League more and more fun to watch because we're picking players. Because I get $30,000 and I'm going to pick Simp, Scump, and then I got to find some budget ARs. So I'm going to go ahead and start Clayster. And then I'm going to go over here. Maybe I start Major Maniac. That makes it so fun for the fans, and it's interactive, and it allows them to have favorite players. And then that gives that brand and that team another viewer and someone who goes to see their YouTube videos while they are also enjoying watching every single game because I drafted someone on my team who plays for Paris or Seattle. And on a regular week-to-week basis, I wouldn't care about those teams because they're not my favorite team. But since I have their player on my fantasy roster, let's go, Seattle. I would love if as a community we could come together, and I'm open, DM me. If you want to go, let's start a little business together, folks. Let's try and create a fantasy platform. If you guys know what you're doing out there, I would love to do it. I can do all the behind-the-scenes work, the statistics. We all know Draft Buff Kyle. Shout out to him. He has been killing it for years. He gets all the statistics. He has the trivia questions all the time and digs deeper than anybody else into the analytics. Me and him, a combination, my opinions, his statistics. Oh! That's a team right there. That is a team. I know I'm kind of going on, and this is a roundabout conversation, but it sparked with the point that I'll end on, that we need someone to pick up a fantasy Call of Duty platform for this season. Whether it be a big hitter like FanDuel or DraftKings, or us as the community have to create a website and find an algorithm and be able to code and make it so we can run a fantasy site, we got to make it happen. Because it makes Call of Duty better every week. It invests the fans. It does everything we want. And I think it would be great for the Vanguard season. Man, I miss fantasy already. How much fun I have playing fantasy football every week and just bringing that to the Call of Duty League, something I love. I just want it to happen. I just want it to happen so bad. The next topic I want to touch on for you guys is how close of a community we are. It's so great. And when I talk about it with Vanguard, it comes down to the tournaments that are being hosted at the beginning of every season. You see Hitch and TST coming out and hosting a tournament, and all the pro players are in it. They're like, yes, I want to play in that. It's not a thing where they are thinking, man, it's just Hitch hosting a tournament, and maybe I'll play in it, maybe I won't. These guys want to compete with content creators and other professionals and battle for these prize pools to get their competitive juices flowing before the year. I think it's huge. The other thing we've seen is Miles Ross. He's tweeted a couple of times and he says, hey, I want to get a nice, very competitive tournament, whether it be Champion Hill or whatever, but I want to see it happen. I want to get the competitive, factor into this from the professional players, from casters getting involved and content creators. And I think it's awesome that we're trying to make that stuff happen at the beginning of the season. It's so important because it builds a baseline for what fans were bringing to the Call of Duty League during the regular season. And if you don't believe that, you're out of your mind. Think about it. People might not watch the Call of Duty League, but they watch TST and Hitch's stream on a night-to-night basis, and then Hitch hosts a tournament, and they're like, man, that was pretty fun to watch these guys compete at the highest level playing Call of Duty. This Scump, this Shotzi, this Abizi, this Arcides, this Pristini, this Doug Sensor Martin guy. They're cracked. That was a lot of fun to watch. Then the Call of Duty League season starts, and they're like, oh, that guy played in Hitch's tournament. I want to go watch and see what's going on. And then the Call of Duty League fan base grows. It's so good for the community to get competitive games and tournaments being hosted at the start of the season because it helps everyone fall in love with the game, everyone fall in love with the competitive side of it, and it sets us up for a great season. I know this is going to be a short episode. You guys want me to talk about my thoughts on the merger or no? I feel like we've already had that happen and it's kind of old news at this point. But if I'll give you my quick 2 cents, I think that Hastro and Hex are some of the most brilliant minds in the space. Like for them to combine forces and take all of Envy's fan base and all of Optic fan base, E-Classico when it used to be this, and then it becomes this, merging as one, and those fan bases collide, that's incredible. There's going to be amazing content creators, and the numbers on their videos, the analytics, I want to see the YouTube videos because it's about to skyrocket. The podcasts that are going to come out of this, the vlogs that will come out of it, the collaboration between Z-Laner, Shotzi, Iceman Isaac, Bobby Poff, all of these creators coming together with pro players, this now organization, not these organizations, but a singular one, now that they've combined, the sky is the limit for these guys. They already have the baseline and the viewership, and now it's just going to skyrocket and increase even more. On top of that, it had just been released today that Envy has taken the branding of the Halo team over to Optic. These guys are brilliant. Hastro and Hex, the business side that they have, the competitive side that they have, how they allow the teams to run, the coaching aspect of it, the content creation aspect, and the viewership and the fan base and the loyalty that comes with it. Beautiful. That's my opinion on the merger. It's great. I know this was a short episode today, guys, but hey, I feel like we hit all the topics we needed to. I spoke my truth. I gave you what was on my mind and what I wanted to tell you. Now give me your opinion. On Twitter at Zhack16, YouTube Zhack16, The Rotation with Zhack. Please share this with your friends. Grow this community. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the beginning of the Call of Duty League season. I think we're at 50 right now or something around there. So let's go and start to grow because Call of Duty League's just around the corner. We want this show to become huge. We want people to be talking about this show on a week-to-week basis. So get involved, please. Follow me on Twitter at Zhack16. Listen, like, follow, subscribe. I'm so excited for the year. Vanguard, we're destined for greatness. We're into it. I'm loving it. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in to episode number 29 of The Rotation with Zhack. And we will see you next time. Maybe the mustache will be here. Maybe it won't. But we'll see you then. Peace.